What am I doing in my wife's bedroom?
I'm sorry, I didn't expect you.
Oh, didn't you?
What is it?
A letter to me from my bank informing me that I have no money on your instructions.
I'm sorry.
Sorry?
I had to do it.
Had to insult me. Well?
If you had been here, we could have discussed it.
I have been away for 4 days.
After being here for 2 days, before which you were away for a week. After being here for 36 hours, before which you were away for 5 days.
You write these to my bank
in the
without
last
even
6
telling
months,
me.
Bernard, you have been kind enough to give me just 3 weeks of your time.
I am not your servant.
No. Servants don't get paid as much.
I will not be bought and sold. My family were not shopkeepers.
Then don't expect a shopkeeper's money.
My name is Duzac, madame.
So is mine now, monsieur.
Yes, and remember that. And do not behave like the daughter of a tradesman.
Darling, I only wanted to bring you to your senses.
You make a laughing stock of me. You think you can buy love?
I only want to give it.
Like your father bought scrap metal?
Bernard, I love you.
Why is there nothing to drink?
I'm sorry.
I need 5,000 pounds. At once.
Why?
Because I need it.
To spend on her.
Her?
Whoever it is. Must be someone very special this time and very expensive. And you expect me to pay for her?
How dare you?
Where is she? London? Paris? Not another stripper, I hope.
Be quiet.
And you say love can't be bought. Well, now, please. Did you hear?
Yes, ma'am.
Everything.
Enough.
Well?
I'm sorry about Bernard's drink. Excuse me.
I told you what would happen if I stopped his allowance.
Uh-huh. Well, I'm just going to leave this here in case he comes back.
He won't come back. Except to kill me.
Well, he'll need one then for sure. Good night, ma'am.
You don't believe me, do you? Didn't you hear what went on in this room?
Yes, ma'am. I heard a married couple having a quarrel, and it's not my business. Now, try a marriage counselor.
I tell you, he'll kill me.
I heard, ma'am. I heard.
But you didn't see. You didn't see the look in his eyes. I need protection.
Try the police.
Now, wait. Wait a minute. This is to cover your fee and expenses for 1 week. If it takes longer...
If what takes longer? Wow.
I told you, I'm a rich woman, and I have to know what's going on. At least you can do that. Follow Bernard. Find this woman.
Oh, thank you, ma'am. I have one of my own. I just don't usually carry it around.
Bernard does.
Come in. Come in.
Oh, Miss Duzak, come in.
Mr. McGill, my husband is flying to Paris today.
Have a seat, man.
Flight BE043. I've booked you on the same flight. Here's your ticket. I've also made you out another check, in case you need it.
You think he's worth this much?
He's worth every penny I've got. £7.5 million.
L'attraction de la soirée, je vous présente la guillotine. And now, the high spot of the evening, the guillotine.
Hey.
For a new customer, the first drink is on the house. It is an age-old custom, 3 weeks old. That's how long we have been open.
Well, I'll be darned. What is that?
That's a tricolor. It's a little liberty, some equality, just a touch of fraternity. Try it.
Well, I'll try anything once.
How do you feel?
Well, a touch more fraternal.
Welcome to the Club de la Guillotine.
Thank you.
Pardon. Monsieur est à quelle heure?
Oui, il vient d'arriver. Il est dans son bureau.
Merci, Jacques.
Mademoiselle?
There's a chick.
The chick? Ah oui, c'est Mademoiselle Janine. C'est la patronne.
Oh, she owns this place, huh?
Would you like another drink?
Why not?
Où étais-tu? Es-tu allé voir ta femme?
Ah, Janine.
Réponds-moi. As-tu vu Eleanor?
Oui.
Eh bien?
Eh bien quoi?
Est-ce qu'elle t'a donné l'argent?
Naturellement.
Où est-il?
Ne sois pas impatiente, Janine.
J'ai été trop patiente. Your wife has £7.5 million and you are so weak. You said you love me. Is it too much to ask?
Is it too much to ask that you remember that I am a Duzac, and Duzacs do not beg?
Janine.
Comment?
Janine, that's your name, isn't it?
That is my name.
It's a very pretty name, Janine. Would you care for a drink?
I would like to.
Robespierre, how about 2 more of these 3-colored things with a lot of liberty?
Monsieur,
McGill.
I would prefer if you did not buy this lady a drink.
Would you? Well, I'd prefer if the lady answers for herself. You don't have your brand on all the women in Paris, do you?
And neither do you, just because you are an American.
I'm a Texan.
I'm sure Monsieur is just trying to be friendly.
That's right. So I'll just leave it up to you. What do you say?
I will show you the nightlife of Paris.
Beautiful. You name the place.
À votre santé.
Let me.
Je te défends de sortir avec lui.
Je fais ce qui me plaît.
Tu es ma maîtresse. Je te paye assez cher.
Ce n'est pas ton argent, pauvre gigolo.
Petite garce.
Robespierre, what's the damage?
28 francs, monsieur, service included.
I must explain. When the
Take
blade
it.
of the guillotine severs the neck of this traitress, it will be so quick, she will not know she is dead.
La de manière de parvenir, your cowboy friend.
3 times. But do not blink your eyes, my friend, or you will miss this amazing sight. Unless you wish us to show her mercy.
Shall we go?
Do you?
Ah.
Voulez-vous lui faire grâce?
What will Bernard say?
Does it matter?
No? Thought he might be around here.
He'll be around tomorrow with his flowers and apologies. Come in. Now, monsieur, what is your pleasure?
Well,
Like a good American, you have seen la Tour Eiffel, le Moulin Rouge,
but that's not my pleasure.
a nightcap. Or like a good American, you prefer coffee with milk.
Oh, brandy's fine. I would prefer something else.
You must drink a toast.
Love.
Love. Perhaps I had an ulterior motive in asking you to come.
Well, I wonder what that would be.
You saw my nightclub. My backer has run out of credit. Monsieur is a Texan.
Right, which means I have oil wells in my backyard, don't it?
Of course.
Well, I'm terribly sorry to disappoint you, ma'am.
Monsieur is not a millionaire?
No, ma'am.
I'm glad. Like a good American, you might think, je ne sais pas le mot juste. You might think I was,
And you are too, aren't you?
yes. But not a mercenary one. Not tonight.
What are you doing here?
I took a liberty like you did, McGill. You're late. How was the Tour d'Argent, the Moulin Rouge?
It's all right. I've seen better in Houston.
How dare you? Pick her up like some little putain.
She made the decision, you remember?
You Americans are all the same. Once you are abroad, anything in skirts is fair game. I warn you, McGill. If you so much as set eyes on her again, I'll kill you.
Hello.
Your personal call to England, monsieur. Madame Duzac on the line. Will you take the call?
Oh, yes, thank you.
Mr. McGill?
Yes?
Well?
Oh, do you have a pencil, ma'am?
Yes.
Take this down. Janine Dufont, apartment 33, 246, Rue de Rivoli,
Rue de Rivoli.
Did you get that?
Yes.
Well, get this. I have some good news for you. As I'm coming back to London, you're going to get a refund. I'll only charge you for 1 day.
Mr. McGill. Mr. McGill, listen. You've got to help me, please. Will you do just one more thing for me?
What's that?
I don't care what it costs. Just get her to leave Bernard. And Paris. Has she a price?
Probably. Just a question of how much.
I told you, you're not to bother about money. You can draw on my Paris bank, anything. Anything at all. As long as she leaves Bernard.
Okay, ma'am, it's your money. Well, I'll talk to you later.
Entrez, monsieur.
What happened?
C'est ce que je cherche à savoir.
What?
You are American?
Yeah,
Vous parlez français?
it's bad enough to order a beer.
And you are a friend of Mademoiselle Dufont?
Yeah.
Have you known her long?
No, I just met her last night at a bar in a club.
And she gave you her key?
Yeah, that's about it.
Vous permettez? You know, monsieur, I think I'd like to speak with you further. Less distressing if we go to the police station. Monsieur?
So you are working in Paris?
Right. I was hired in London by Mrs. Duzac to find out a few things about her husband.
Dusac. And her husband is French.
Right. That's why I'm in Paris.
You informed the inspector that you met Mademoiselle Dufont last night for the first time.
Right again.
And yet she gave you her key. And you accompanied her to her flat.
I didn't say that. But you're right.
What time did you leave?
Wait a second here. Are you accusing me? Are you charging me? Because if you are, I'd like to have a lawyer.
Well, I'm not charging you, Monsieur McGill. I'm simply questioning you.
Well, there should be a difference there somewhere. I think the inspector here is just jumping to conclusions myself.
And the juge d'instruction, the examining magistrate. I am really here to protect you.
Who from? The police? Are you going to protect me from him?
The inspector has given me all the facts. To the best of his knowledge, you were the last person to see Mademoiselle Dufont. It is my duty to investigate. When did you leave her flat?
Around 3 a.m.
According to the forensic report, the murder was committed about 4 o'clock.
Look, my client, Mrs. Duzac, suspected that her husband was going with a girl from Paris. That girl was Janine Dufont. Now, that's why I was with her in the first place.
And does that explain why you remained in her apartment until 3 o'clock in the morning? And why she gave you her key?
Do I have to explain that? Look, she owned this club. She was running out of money. She wanted me to help her out. Do you understand? Now, what possible reason would I have for killing her?
Monsieur, I am not accusing you.
Why don't you get in touch with Bernard Duzac? She was his mistress. He was with her in that club when I met her, and they were fighting like cats and dogs. He threatened to kill me.
Naturally, I shall question Monsieur Duzac. Have you located him yet?
No, monsieur le juge, but we have another witness. The barman at the Club de la Guillotine.
That's right, Robespierre. Ask him, he knows.
Monsieur Kraust.
Monsieur Juge?
Sit down, will you, Monsieur Kraust? Do you recognize this gentleman?
Yes.
He went last night to the Club de la Guillotine and left with Mademoiselle Dufont.
Yes, he left the club at 9 o'clock.
And Monsieur Duzac, he went with them?
No, he stayed at the club.
Until when?
I told the inspector he stayed at the club until 6.
What are you talking about? He showed up in my hotel room at 3:30 in the morning.
He stayed at the club until 6.
What was he doing, counting his money?
I don't know. He stayed at the club till he left for the country this morning.
You're lying!
Monsieur McGill.
You own a piece of that club, don't you?
Oui, un petit pain.
Well, wouldn't it be to your advantage to alibi for Duzac? And if you're such great friends with him, where is he?
I don't know. I told the inspector in the country. I don't know where. C'est son refuge.
If Duzac is innocent, why isn't he here to answer for himself?
Monsieur Duzac n'est pas à Paris?
Non, monsieur le juge. Nous avons vérifié ce matin.
Well, I'll be in my hotel room if you need me.
I'm sorry, monsieur. I have powers to detain you for 24 hours, and I am exercising them. The inspector will keep your passport.
That's great. That's just beautiful! You're gonna lock me up while your number one suspect takes a country vacation?
Voici le rapport que nous avons reçu de l'ambassade américaine.
Dear sir, I am directed to inform you that Mr. McGill is no longer an employee of any agency of the American government. Dishonorably discharged.
Il y a des salauds partout.
Madame Duzac, very good of you to come at so short a notice.
Anything I can do.
Please be seated.
Thank you. As you can imagine, it's been a terrible shock.
Monsieur McGill, will you sit down, please?
Mrs. Duzac, sure, I'm glad you're here.
Naturally, I came. I had no choice in the circumstances. Believe me, if I'd realized when I employed Mr. McGill...
Madame, no one is reproaching you. Now, can you tell me exactly how you came to employ Monsieur McGill?
Well, I'd hardly seen my husband in the last few months. I knew he was here in Paris, so I approached Mr. McGill and asked him to make some inquiries.
Madame, I do not wish to hurt your feelings, but you suspected that Monsieur Duzac had a mistress.
Whole thing... Yes, monsieur.
But you did not know who she was?
No.
And once Monsieur McGill had found her?
Must I answer that?
Please.
Well, I know it was silly of me, more than silly. I admit I was jealous. I'm to blame for this. I can see that now. I offered Mr. McGill a large sum of money to make sure that Bernard did not see her again.
How was he to do that?
Well, I left it to his discretion.
Madame, I must ask you to be more precise. Can you remember exactly your instructions to Monsieur McGill?
I asked him to get rid of her.
To get rid of her?
Ma'am, you asked me to buy her off.
For how much?
5,000 pounds, 10,000, whatever was necessary. Does it matter now?
10,000 pounds. To be paid when?
When she'd left Bernard.
To get rid of her. What precisely did you mean by that?
I didn't mean kill her.
I didn't kill her. Now, ma'am, aren't you forgetting a few things? Like the fact that you were frightened he was going to kill you and you wanted protection? You remember that?
It's true, Bernard was emotional, violent even, but...
You even offered me a gun, and you warned me that he carried one.
And you said that you'd one of your own.
That's right.
Have you a gun, Monsieur McGill?
Sure, I have a gun, but I wasn't carrying it that night. That's what you're getting at.
Where is it now?
It's in my hotel room, in my suitcase.
Monsieur l'Inspecteur. Do you identify this case?
Yeah, that's it.
Will you open it, please, and show us the gun?
I should have known that. Listen, I told you before, Duzak was waiting for me in my hotel room when I got there. Now, he must have taken it.
No.
Why, Monsieur McGill?
She was scared to death of him, and he threatened to kill me. Maybe he's a maniac. I don't know.
He wouldn't kill anyone.
You are determined to shield him no matter what. You still love him, don't you?
He's still my husband.
You have a right to cross-examine the witnesses, but this has gone too far.
It sure has. You people have absolutely no real evidence on me. Not even a motive. You just have this woman's word, and she'd perjure herself just to save her playboy husband. And what are you doing? You're too lazy and incompetent to even find him. Why do you believe her instead of me?
Because of this, Mr. McGill.
Nice to have money.
Well, it's very nice to be eating in a French jail again.
You haven't tasted the wine?
Nope. It's not corked.
You have very good manners, monsieur.
Thank you very much.
Why don't you plead a crime of passion?
I haven't committed a crime.
As an assassin, you will go to the guillotine, but a crime of passion.
I haven't committed any crime.
Blink your eyes 3 times.
What?
The guillotine is very fast, monsieur. Your head comes off so quick. The nerve ends are severed so that your brain stays alive long enough for you to blink your eyes 3 times.
Well, that's a very nice thought for dinner.
At least, so I've heard.
If you blink your eyes 4 times, will they put your head back on?
I don't know. I've never seen an execution.
Listen, my so-called record with American intelligence has absolutely nothing to do with this case.
And I submit, Monsieur le Juge, that he is evidence of character.
You two better make up your mind. Are you accusing me of being a traitor or a murderer?
Do sit down, monsieur. Let me summarize the situation. You were with Mademoiselle Dufont until 3 o'clock in the morning. She was shot at about 4. You were in possession of a gun.
My gun was stolen.
I am coming to that. You were employed by Madame Duzak for a considerable sum of money to get rid of Mademoiselle Dufont. Those were your words, madame?
Yes. Words? Are you people gonna do anything other than dig up my past? Why don't you find Duzak?
Don't worry, monsieur. We will.
When? After you chop my head off? I didn't kill Janine Dufont.
You have already told us that.
I'm telling you again. And I'm telling you that Bernard Duzak at least had a reason for killing her.
Out of jealousy?
Why don't you find him and ask him?
Then he killed her with your gun.
He could have. It's about the only explanation that fits the facts right now.
Monsieur Inspector. Is this your gun, monsieur?
Yeah, it looks like it. It's the same make.
Where was it found?
In the canal, at the back of his hotel.
Anything else?
The only fingerprints on it correspond with those of Monsieur McGill.
And your tests?
Prove beyond all doubt that this was the weapon which killed Mademoiselle Dufont.
Well, Monsieur McGill, have you anything further to add to your statement?
Are you charging me with murder?
Have you anything further to say?
Are you charging me?
Nothing further to say.
You have anything further to say, ma'am?
Monsieur l'Inspector, I have completed my interrogation.
What will a man not do for money? Come with me.
Emmenez-le.
Les menottes.
Excusez-moi.
McGill? Oh, l'Américain. Non, je ne l'ai pas vu.
Bernard Douzac, vous n'avez aucune nouvelle?
Non, aucune.
Allô? C'est vous, Monsieur Douzac? Monsieur Douzac? Monsieur Douzac?
Allez au travail. Et vous? Occupez-vous de vos clients.
Vous n'avez trouvé personne?
Personne.
Avec les compliments de la maison.
Ah, merci.
For those of you who are English or American, I must explain. When the blade of the guillotine severs the neck of this traitress, it will be so quick, she will not know she is dead. She will have time to blink her eyes 3 times. Just 3 times. But do not blink your eyes, my friends, or you will miss this amazing sight. Unless you wish us to show her mercy, do you?
No!
Voulez-vous lui faire grâce?
No!
Vous êtes sûr? Oui! Allez, Florence, fais ton devoir!
Quelle horreur.
Where's Duzac? Where's Bernard Duzac? Where is he?
Monsieur Duzac?
Duzac? Duzac!
Yes. Duzac. Henri, le Savarin. Le comte Duzac.
Wow, that's very impressive. Want to show me around?
It's loaded, McGill. Why did you come here?
Find you. Why did you come?
For peace and quiet. To think things over. You knew how I felt about Janine.
That's over, man. That's gone. It's past, like all of this.
Not for me. I gave you fair warning.
Duzak, Janine's been murdered.
I know. When I heard...
What do you mean, when you heard?
Jacques telephoned me from the club. When he told me, I promised myself that I would kill you without argument.
Did he also tell you that half the Paris police force is looking for you?
Yes, he did. He also told me about your financial arrangements with my wife. How much did Eleanor pay you to kill Janine?
Not kill. I've already had a hassle with the police over that.
I am not the police. I make the decisions. And I'm going to kill you now, McGill.
Don't you think it's going to be a little difficult to explain 2 deaths?
2 deaths? You accuse me of killing Janine.
That's right.
Why did I kill her? From jealousy? Because of you?
You're a conceited aristocrat with an older wife who's gotten pretty tired of financing your mistresses, man. And your last mistress left you.
You insult me. And you insult my family.
Now, wait a minute. What about your family honor? You're just going to shoot me down in cold blood?
That is what you deserve.
Listen, whoever killed Janine, I didn't. Now, what are your illustrious ancestors going to think if you just shoot down a man who's innocent, defenseless?
But you? Is that what you want? It will make no difference. That portrait behind you, a portrait of Napoleon. I use him for target practice. Take a look. Go on, take a look. Which eye would you like? The left or the right?
Right.
You still wish to fight?
I don't know if I'd like to duel with a man who talks about honor but lives off a woman. Now, you challenged me, right?
I will reload.
No, wait a minute. You challenged me. Now, that means I set down the conditions of the duel. That's etiquette.
What are your conditions?
Only one of the pistols will be loaded and the range will be point blank. That gives each of us a 50-50 chance. Okay? Want to back up?
Choose.
No. You know which is which. Now, you give them to me and you choose. Come on. The French don't have a monopoly on honor. You ever heard of George Washington? Man never told a lie. Hard cheese.
This is your American sense of honor.
No, man, that's just a little English one-upsmanship. I don't know whether you're guilty or insane. Now get moving. Unlock that door. Come on, move!
Bernard. Darling. You're hurt. What happened?
I had a fight with McGill.
McGill?
Yes. You should know. You hired him.
Yes. And I was wrong. I realize that now. Very wrong. When two people are married, they have to trust each other. Nothing works. I was so desperately jealous, Bernard. I sort of panicked. But I do love you. You must believe that. Bernard, please.
Do you know that the police have charged McGill with murder?
Yes. I also know that he tried to involve you. I'll never forgive him for that. Bernard, we've made a lot of mistakes, both of us. But we could try again.
What about McGill?
He's a liar and a traitor.
That does not make him a murderer. It was a long journey from the chateau to Paris. McGill and I talked. He knows that I didn't kill Janine, and I know that he didn't kill her either.
The police think he did.
But that's not true. So who is left? You said just now that married people should trust each other.
It's true. I killed her. I did it for us, Bernard.
Madame la Comtesse.
You did this to me.
It makes no difference now, madame. We've traced your movements on the night of the murder. You were in Paris.
Not true.
We have witnesses, madame, at the airport, at the hotel.
McGill's fingerprints were on the gun.
Well, that just means you used gloves. You really set me up, didn't you, ma'am? You knew about Janine. You knew where she was and who she was before you hired me.
You followed him over from London, shot her, then took the first plane back.
No.
Madame la Comtesse, I must ask you to come with us.
Bernard. Bernard, I did it for us. I did it for us.